Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to begin.
I have a bone to pick when it comes to Madden and his selection of pitchers. One by one, they're falling by the wayside thanks to goddamn train stuff.
A lot of things got accomplished. Otani,
The Angels lead the goddamn league with injuries again. I am beyond pissed off right now because the only thing I want to yell is fuck! Hey, welcome into another episode of the Todd Fox postgame show here on Halos in the Infield Baseball Network. I finally nailed that open. I finally said it right. Welcome aboard on a Thursday afternoon getaway day from the Big A as the Angels sweep your Ohioans as they will go mercifully back to Ohio and play back at Jacobs Field, formerly known as the Tribe and the Indians. But with all that being said, the Angels get a nice pitching performance from Reed Detmers. By far his best start. Now, he came off 5 innings the other day. His last start, I believe he got a no decision. So he came back today and got enough for the victory. And, Paul Quantrill didn't pitch, Paul Quantrill was his father. But Quantrill didn't pitch that bad for Ohio today. He only surrendered 1 run on 3 hits. The 2 errors really were the nail in his coffin today. But I'll tell it like this, man. The Angels got what they got. They needed the right kind of pitching this series. They needed to bounce back after the first 2 losses against Baltimore. And again, you win those 2 games, we're talking about a 7-0 homestand here. I mean, this is pretty impressive. 5-2 on the homestand before they hit the road against the scuffling Chicago White Sox and a scuffling Boston Red Sox, the Crispy Sox. The Angels could take advantage of the Crispy Sox road trip. We don't know. It's going to be another 7-game series, 4 with Chicago, 3 with Boston. 2 places traditionally the Angels haven't played that great, but playing the Indians are no more. So this is a new Ohio team, and the Indians used to always give the Angels problems, but they don't exist anymore. It's the Ohio team, and the Ohio team apparently sucks, and we were able to take 4 from them, and I'm pretty happy that the Ohio team is here now because we've always had problems with the Indians, and now that they're gone, the Ohio team is no sweat off our back. And I'm looking forward to playing them later in the season, too. They fall to 7-12. The Angels improved to 13-7. We're going to get to all the questions, comments, and concerns. Like I said, we're going to have Gooby, not today, but we're going to have Gooby in the future. So when that time comes, you guys can have your questions for Mark Gubazal when we have him on here, and we'll talk to him live, and I'll ask, and I'll have your handles ready and all that stuff so you guys know who was asking the questions. Let's go over what happened today. Tyler Ward in the leadoff spot again, 1 for 4, but you would be like, oh, he was only 1 for 4. He dropped his average all the way down to 381. But he had 2 RBIs. He also, so either way, you get a sacrifice ground out, which scores a run. Tyler Wade scoring from third, and then he also had an RBI single with the bases loaded on a jam shot. Brandon Marsh had an impressive day, 3 for 4. His average is 340. And now, what have I been saying since day one of stupidity of Joe Madden about putting Otani, Trout 1-2, that you needed 2 hitters that were patient at the plate who can put the ball in play and possibly get in for your 3-4 hitters. Well, look what happened. For the first time, we don't have someone starting Trout or named Otani and Trout at 1-2, and the lineup does pretty good with Ward and Marsh. So, there's been a bunch of people out there saying, okay, Angel fans saying, we need this guy at 1, this guy at 2, then Otani, then Trout, or Trout, then Otani. And I wish Trout was playing, or Otani was playing today in the 3-4 spot, and we could have seen what he could have did. Although he needed he really needed today to have that day off because he's been playing. He looks too burnt out at this point. So I'm glad he had the day off. But Trout went 0 for 2 with 2 walks. You take the walks as hits, so he's still batting .352. So your 1, 2, 3 guys are batting .381, .340, .250, and .352. And then you had the drop-off with Walsh. He went 0 for 3 today. Although he had a couple nice swings, he worked the count 3-2, 2-2. So it kind of works out for him that way. But I have no worries that he's not going to get it. That he's going to get it going pretty soon. Rendon, it went from, hey, Rendon's doing this, doing that. We had people on here just putting his WAR numbers up and his on-base percentage, and then we had all kinds of people talking crap about him. Well, he went 0 for 4 today, 213 average. He drops down to. Adele had one hit 246. He looked all right in the outfield. Suzuki's coming back down to earth. He did score a run on a walk, but he's batting 172, so that's unfortunate. Tyler Wade had a nice game. 1 hit, 2 runs scored, though. He did also reach on an error. Velasquez went 1 for 2 and had 2 nice sacrifices, but that doesn't help his average. His average goes down to 122, so that's the problem I'm having right there. You know what? I'm telling you, I was going to give it to some of these guys on the because we have the Nacho Player of the Night, which is obviously given to the worst player on the field again. And, you know, we've had a back-to-back winner. And I'm going to – you know what? I'm going to do – this might not be – this feat might not be repeated all season long. So I'm just letting you know right now that this Nacho Player of the game – has been awarded on back-to-back nights for the first time, thanks to Paul Sorrento, the Helmet Nacho Award for most useless player on the field, like useless Paul Sorrento is for the Angels. It's going to go to...
All right, folks, it's Nacho Night.
Who gets the Nacho Award? And there was a lot of guys that went 0 for, and I could give it to someone that had an error. I can't give it to the starting pitcher for Ohio because he did all right. 6 innings, 4 hits only, 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts. I can't really give it to anybody, but you know what I'm going to do? Since I really can't say his name and since he has continued to suck, he had 10 strikeouts. 10 in this 4-game series. He had 10 strikeouts for your Ohioans. And it was Familiar Reyes. Familiar. I'm never going to say his name right. Famhill Reyes, whatever. He went 0 for 3 again today, although he did not strike out. He came close to striking out again, but he was your cleanup hitter, and he was only batting. He's now batting 145 as he had 10 strikeouts in this series. That is brutal. And even in a 4-game series, that's still brutal. 10 strikeouts, double digits. For the Angels, real quick, pitching, before I get into all the comments, Reed Detmers improves to 1-1, first win on the season. 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, 4 strikeouts, 1 earned run. He threw 88 pitches, 60 of which are strikes. Remember that, 60 of which are strikes, so that was pretty good. He did run into a little bit of trouble where he threw a little bit more pitches than he wanted to in that 5th inning because I thought he was going to go 6 or at least 5 2/3, but it is what it is. Bradley came in, got his second hold. He pitched an inning. Loop just continues to throw fire. He's got an ERA of .93. He threw 14 pitches, 10 of which were strikes. 2 were strikeouts. Tepera had a clean inning. No, he allowed a hit. His ERA is 186. And Iglesias did Iglesias things. Only threw 12 pitches to get a save. So there you go right there. We're going to get into all the comments here and talk to you on this Thursday and on getaway day before we hit the road trip. I will also take phone calls a little later on. And then we will also get into the probables for the Chicago, Crispy Sox series. All right, so let's say hi to everybody. Bring on Chicago, Yvette says. KJ says, whoop, whoop. The broom is brought out by Ernest. How sweep it is, Matt Miles says. Matt. Randy says, who called the freaking sweep, baby? Randy called it. He sure did. James says, hey, y'all. And then Edward says, how about them Halos? This just might be our year. Love the blend of homegrown youth and superstars. I know it's early, but damn, gets me excited and to think about the possibilities of this team. And Edward, you're like most Angel fans out there. You see the bullpen looks absolutely tremendous. The starting rotations look better than probably 2014. We got solid guys that can give you innings if Madden allows them to. And then the hitting, like you said, you got superstars mixed in with a couple vets, mixed in with a lot of youth and talent that like to put the ball in play. And that's what we all been asking for as Angel fans. Stop the launch angle. Stop swinging for home runs every goddamn night. Put the ball in play. Have smart at bats. Work the count and take what they give you. Go the other way. Hit and run. Steal bases. There's no reason for you not to be excited. Angels are 13-7 at the end of April. I mean, dude, we've been clamoring for them just to be one game over 500 at the end of April. So this is a tremendous start for the Angels out of the gate in April. And looking forward to May. May, again, we went over it last night. Only 2 teams in May have a winning record. So if we can get to May and play like this through May, the sky's the limit for the Halos. I'm not going to say undefeated and things like that. Things happen. You lose games here and there. But I have a feeling we can win at least 70% of our games in May. That's just me. Taborak doesn't start out with talking crap. Steve Leach just throws up a bunch of brooms. Randy says, James! And then James says, been hacked on Facebook and Instagram. Here's my new Instagram, but unable to post anything till May. Damn. First 4-game sweep since 1997 in a series, Yvette says. Also, Truce is busting out the brooms. A lot of brooms today. Angels in Ohio in September. I'd like for them to clean up there. Ajax says hello. Ward is the GOAT, he says. Happy that Ohtani got the day off. Me too. Rally Chris says how sweep it is. I wonder who called the 4-game sweep. Now we're in first place by a game and a half, as Seattle did go down today in Tampa Bay 2-1. So Tampa Bay helps us out there, as the Mariners are now a game and a half out. Much needed day off, Dan Rio says, for Ohtani. Absolutely. Angels winning the World Series 2002 Magic here. Ajax beat the best record in the AL so far. Dan, yeah, it's something to talk about, right? Ward finally, Marsh on top of the lineup. And Yvette likes that a lot. The brooms again. Don Hammond says this was a big sweep for us now. Feeling great. Headed to the road trip with the Crispy Sox. Got a lot of that have a lot of injuries, so I love our chances. They don't have Eloy Moncado, Luis Robert, or so we can beat them. They're definitely been beatable. They've been hurting themselves lately with bad calls and just bad chemistry as well. And Steve Elise also says, oh, I forgot to say hi. Adele and Rendon suck. Small ball gets it done, baby. Randy's been a huge proponent of that too. And, we're all sick of the launch angle. That's why we don't have much respect for Jeremy Reed or Paul Sereno. So the fact that those guys are maybe changing up their their mentality and try, if they do talk to the players, because I know one coach in that dugout that actually talks to our players, and that's Matt Wise. As you saw Tepera in the dugout, Matt Wise was talking to him about the way he's standing, and he may be tipping off his pitches. So Wise was like, come with the same kind of shoulder lean every time you pitch the ball. So he's giving him good advice, and that's the kind of stuff you like to see. You wish our hitting coaches were doing the same thing with our players, because the players come down there. The only time I see the hitting coaches ever interact with our players is if they hit a home run, they score a run, they're high-fiving them. Other than that, if they come off with a bad at bat, good at bat, whatever, I never see them sit down next to them and say, hey, maybe you should look out for this, have your approach here, maybe bend your knee this way. Nada. That's why they both suck. Let's see. Randy says, screw Rendon. Halo reports as a clown. You guys were going back and forth. Preach it, girl, Randy says to Steve Elise. Let's go, Brandon. Had a great game. Yeah, left field is always saying, let's go, Brandon. Naylor was ass, Ajax says. And, yeah, he's supposed to be one of their big additions, and he didn't do anything in this series, so that's good to see. I was kind of scared of Ohio's offense, but it seemed like the last 2 games in New York, they really had just couldn't get anything going at the plate, and it carried over here into Anaheim. Ward needs to stay in the leadoff spot, then keep Marsh at second. I totally agree, Don. Good take. James says the Angels finally will play in cold weather in Chicago and Boston. Saturday's game with the White Sox has an 85% chance of thunderstorms, so we could be looking at a double player. Nacho player has to be Rendon, Steve Lee says. No, I would have. Look, I might have given it to him, but the 10 strikeouts, I had to give it to our boy Familiar Reyes. Rendon is useless. Randy says, Dan Rio says, great game. Damn, my iPhone predictive text. Familiar Reyes gets it every time in this series, 3 out of 4. Wade needs to stay in the 9th spot. And Yvette, great call, because he is really good at that 9th spot, flipping the lineup around. And so if he can continue to stay there, and because he's just another leadoff hitter, so he's not starting off as your leadoff hitter, obviously the first time around, but when he gets that spot, say for instance he leads off the 3rd inning or something like that, the 5th inning, and he's batting number 9, he's essentially a leadoff hitter who could bunt, who can get on base, do what he did today, turn a single into a double. So that's the speed of him, and then you got a batter right next behind him, Ward, who's been driving in runs left and right. Then you got a hitter behind him who's leading the team in RBIs. Marsh has 15 RBIs or 16 RBIs. You got him batting in the 2nd spot, and then you just got the greatest generational player in Trout. And then when Ohtani comes back, I mean, it's only good things from here. It's all up to me, in my mind, this lineup really shooting for the stars is if we get Rendon hitting consistently, driving in runs, and we get our boy Walsh finally off the schneid. He's been scuffling here for a while. Light that baby up at Halos in the Infield. Thank you, Chewing Records at 101. Check his page out, please. We need to stay. He needs to stay in the night spots. R.I.P. Reyes. Ernest says, "Laugh out loud. You learn how to say mine." Back to Twitch, where it's not being recorded on a potato. Well, you like talking trash. Hell yeah, we actually have a CEO, or I don't know what the CEO is saying there, Luis. Sweeping the road trip, baby. 10 game streak. Randy's calling a sweep. That's going to be something that's going to catch me off guard. But let's see. Angels Twitter also said, or no, actually from Twitch, it says Angels Fandom 13. That's better. Switch to looking at the text on Twitch. Oh, I have to... or maybe I'll have to see if I could get that, because I have to see if I can get the. Let me know what's going on in the Twitch stuff, because I can't see it on here. I'm gonna have to add that to my page here, because last time they were talking about my feet for whatever reason. Ajax says, "Can we teach kids that you should never believe anything you hear or see or like?" The chair with James says, "Mama said there'll be days like this for Reyes." 6 games over 500 for the first time since 2018. We had that big of a lead. Wow, that's crazy. It's been that long. Garrick Williams says it's early, but pitching staff front to back is to the back end is awesome to watch. It sure is, isn't it? There's really not too many weak spots in that pitching staff altogether. I would say maybe Andrew Wantz, only because he's got good stuff but no placement yet. But I'm feeling that pretty soon that he's going to turn it around as well. Rally Chris says, let's now wipe out the dirty Sox on the road trip, White Sox and Red Sox. Garrick says, still small ball always will work. It sure will. And the home runs always come. You know, you don't have to worry about that. Ajax says, can we please teach the kids to learn what real or not and lie mainly, like you should believe that you hear or what you hear to see until it's been confirmed. That's what's true. Oh, so Ajax, are you talking about some of the projections that we've seen on this page or in the chat, or talking about whose numbers or what? It could be something like that. Andrew Redoff says, light that baby up. This team looks elite when everything clicks. It does look elite right now, and I think that they are starting to turn a corner, starting to play a lot better. And I think that they still haven't hit their strides yet. I still think the sky is still a limit for this team. They can get a lot better as we move forward. Ajax says, I think we should honestly teach the kids what's right from wrong. Like, you shouldn't believe again, I already read that one. My bad. One game at a time. Keep building on this good energy. Easy says, yes, and I agree. One game at a time is the way to go. I don't like looking too far ahead. It's just the fact that I'm salivating thinking about what can be. And the fact that they're 13-7 right now, you know, I figured they would finish the month about 14-8. So I'm like right on par with our podcast prediction. But if they finish around that, or if they finish better than that, 15-7, hell yeah, you know what I mean? Going into May, you have, like I said, a softer schedule. And it's not going to get really, really hard with stacked opponents until, June and July. So can't believe that that it only took 4 guys to make us better as a team, Ajax says. Well, a lot of that has to do with our bullpen and starting pitching. For this team to get better and for them to play consistently, because last year we were all saying that, you know, we were consistently inconsistent, and that was the biggest problem. So the fact that now the Angels are in a spot to where they're playing more consistent ball, they're going to be giving you crap every night on the bases if they hit like this. They're not going to be easy outs like they were last season, the year before. The fact that we have pitchers we could rely on, that if they do struggle at certain points in the game, they don't just blow it up. The bullpen's not going to go in there and throw gasoline on the fire. We've only really had one game where I think we allowed 10 runs and the bullpen was kind of crappy. Other than that, you can look back at every game that we've had so far, and we've been in every game to win. And that's a good way to set up how good your team is. If you're not getting blown out, if you're not inconsistent, if you're consistently putting up good performances, even in losses, that's a good sign for things to come. And it can only get better from here, I think. As long, and like Yvette said last night, the key is to stay healthy. This team stayed healthy through the month of April. If they could do that going into May and June, again, this team is going to be even more fun to watch. Madi checks in with Light That Baby Up. Pine Frayne says from Twitch, hey, y'all, what's up? Had my broom ready today and used it. Randy says, not worried about whether we can do the small ball or not worried about the weather. We can small ball them to death. We've proved that we can do that. And that's the thing that I would preach, Randy, and you're spot on. When we get to that series with Chicago, it's going to be cold and the ball is going to be knocked down. So if you're trying to launch angle, you're trying to hit the home run and pad your stats, it's not going to work. You would absolutely have to crush the ball in those conditions in Chicago. And the way the wind blows in sometimes, it's not Wrigley Field windy, but it does get pretty windy over there on the south side. So I would think that Chicago is going to try to make them hit the ball, or try to have them elevate the ball. Angels, if they're smart, will do what Randy says and do a small ball, slap the ball the other way, hit against the shift, go the other way. Tyler Wade is on pass as a wild man. I love his aggressiveness. He's super aggressive. Don Hammond says, if we could just get Rendon to be consistent, and it's been a struggle, though, laugh out loud. Yeah, he has struggled out the gates. Courtney checks in with not Angels related, but I'm excited for Acuna's return tonight as a fellow ACL injured player or athlete. I know it's going to be a tough road for him to come back. You know what, Courtney? And if you've had an injury like that, you can absolutely relate to that. So like you have. So you know what? Kudos to him. That's going to be a shot in the arm for the Braves. They've gotten out a little too slow start. So I'm pretty sure getting his bat in the lineup is going to give them a much needed boost. How's Papa Fox feeling about the game right now? He did a good, he had a nap through half of it. He was kind of tired today, but he was excited. The fact he was skeptical about Reed getting the victory today, but he was happy that it worked out. Y'all leave Rendon alone. That man has a family. Matt Miles. How are we feeling about the team so far? Today, or Todd, should we be worried about Chicago? Christopher Rojas, this is Chicago where this is the time we want to play Chicago. Chicago was picked to win that division and win it walking away. The Twins were supposed to be like the number 2 team to threaten them. The Detroit Tigers were supposed to be on the up and up, and the Royals the same thing. And then the Ohioans were supposed to be in 5th place as where they are, or they're headed that way. But it's not worked that way. The White Sox have come out the gate scuffling. We've heard rumors about Tony La Russa possibly getting into it with players. They're not buying into his old school mentality. It worked a little bit last year, but they fell short in the postseason rather easily. So that team's still dangerous with Tim Anderson and a few other players on that team. The pitching staff is still pretty good. But for whatever reason, it's a bunch of stars that haven't clicked so far this season, and they're off to a pretty damn slow start. I'll do a quick update on that series before we get into phone calls. But I feel pretty confident because we're getting them at the right time. I think that's the key right here. I believe we are 11-2 when we score first this year, Randy. Okay. And the last couple games, the Angels have actually been given the lead and spotting the other team 2 runs. So we've come back after that too. So you should stream games. I wish I could, Jacob. I just don't have that kind of time. But we might do something here and there. Gooby's prediction, Yvette says 4-2. They won 4-1. Almost got it. Yeah, that was pretty damn close, right? Don says we just have to stay healthy if we do what is strongly what I believe in, what the team is doing right now, and the team can contend with anybody 100%. I agree. Sid the Kid says I'm really very interested to see if we can continue this success on the road trip. Good teams win on the road. Viva Los Angelitos. And that is going to be the key. Can they turn this into a road trip to where they're playing just as good as they are here on the road? But you know what? The Angels actually have a better road record right now through this part of the season. They are playing like the 1980s something. Let's not get back into that, Yvette. You're going to give Madden a hard on. Leaf says, how many times must Julio Rodriguez get called out on pitches that aren't strikes? Happened again today. For at least the 9th time this season, Scott Service got tossed. Oh shit! Yeah, you know what? It's there's something to certain players that they'll rub umps the wrong way, and these umpires talk. So it'll get around. If you're like the nicest ball player out there, you'll see how certain players will get calls. And then if you're just a jackass, you're someone that likes to, always complain, you'll see how you get pinched a lot more times than it actually does. This feels like the early social ball years. Steve Lee says it does. She agrees with you, Fast Times. Let's see. Grillmaster comes on with, hey, I'll join in one more show when I'm done with something reading here. So he's just checking in right there. Otani's the Ohioans, I love it. Madi says, take your time at Grillmaster. Let me get in real quick since I'm caught up on the comments, and we'll get to the phone calls in a minute. The pitching matchups for the Crispy Sox series and the Red Sox series. The Red Sox series could change because, it's a week out. But I'll give you the White Sox Crispy Sox series pitching matchups. It's going to be a good one right off the bat on Friday. 4 o'clock start here locally. It's Syndergaard and Giolito. And then 1 o'clock on Saturday, it's the Fox Game of the Week on FS1. So, again, if you're looking where that game's going to be, it's going to be on FS1. It will be the matchup of Suarez and Velasquez. And then it will be on Sunday, May 1st at 11 in the morning. It will be Lorenzen versus Keuchel. So Keuchel got lit up in his last start, so it's good. He's got like a 10 ERA right now. And then on Sunday, you have 11 to 10 a.m. start on ESPN Plus. It might be on Bally's. You'd have to check for that. But ESPN Plus, I know is not, or I hope it's just not being streamed on there because either way, I got the app, so I don't even care. It'll be Sandoval versus Cease. That might be a good game. I don't know Cease's. Let me check out his numbers real quick because I don't know exactly what he's up to as far as starting pitcher this year. I know the Giolito and Keuchel's numbers. See, Dylan Cease is 2-1 with a 3.27 ERA. He'll be going up against Sandoval with a 0 ERA in his first 15 innings. So that should be a good pitching matchup. Velasquez, I don't know his stuff, so let me check him out. Velasquez is 0-2. Vince Velasquez with a 6.75 ERA. He's from Montclair, California, so he's a local boy as well. So it's a good 4-game series there. And then in Boston, when they play the Red Crispy Sox, it'll be Otani versus Hawk, Detmers versus Waka Waka, and Syndergaard versus Hill, which I think is the Dodger reject. So that's the road trip right there. For those 7 games. Sandoval, I'm looking for him to have a big game, and Randy thinks so too. He says, in Sandoval we trust. Let's get to a few more comments. Leaf says if the Jets somehow screw the pooch up with the first rounders, both first rounders, I'll be on all over Randy's ass. Well, we got to see if our Seahawks can do anything because I really want Baker Mayfield trade on draft day, which is coming up here in about an hour. Ben at work, Jacob says, couldn't watch the game but saw that we swept the Ohioans. Yes, we did really good, Jacob, today. The hitting wasn't all that great, but we took advantage of 2 early errors, which Quantrill did not pitch all that bad. Reed Detmers did a good job, though, through 5. The bullpen did a good job as well, and the Angels got a nice little victory there. Let's see, Jacob, he's out for 2 months. That's why is Lynn not starting, he was asking. Let's see, and then we can win 5 out of 7 on the road trip. Jacob Garrett's calling. Another 5 out of 7 would be great. Mate said, who was Nacho King today? It was our boy again, winning it. Reyes, 3 straight in a row. He had 10 strikeouts for the series. He went 0 for 3 today. Did not strike out, but I had to give him the Nacho player of the game because, again, a series of 10 strikeouts. I mean, in 4 games. You're averaging 3 strikeouts a game, or no, you're averaging 2.5 strikeouts, almost 3 a game. That's pretty terrible. So, I mean, you're just major league ball players should not be striking out that much unless you're named Adam Dunn or that dude from Baltimore. A few players in history who've just, strike out all the time. Bro, stop pushing for Mayfield. He sucks. Steve Leaf says, I'm ready to sweep Madden out of this damn dugout, Josh says. You know what? That's a good point. There's not still with a winning club, there's still people that don't like Madden's decisions because I'm one of these guys that they probably could have won 3 more. I mean, we could be sitting here at 16-4. I'm being honest. Joe's cost us at least 3 games, at least, and he's made some dumb decisions in some victories that we should have lost because of him. So you could say it's pretty much evened out, but you could also say if you take away those dumb decisions and those losses, we could be sitting here with the best record in all of baseball right now. Rally Chris says, what about Grillmaster saying Detmers will give us the loss today? I told him we got this, and we're going to get the sweep. So Rally Chris was right. Reyes with a Nacho Night hat trick. I guess it's a Nacho series from Mill. And that's the thing. I don't think that will be repeated all season. I really don't. I think that's going to be – when we get to the end of the season, we're going to be like, damn, who got it the most? And it'll be Familiar Reyes. Let's see. I don't think anyone likes Madden. Steve Lee says. Steven Viago says Suzuki is looking consistent. He's consistently on his way down in the batting average. That's for sure. So let's get if you guys want to call in, the number to call is 714-912-2877. Once again, 714-912-2877. You can call in the Halo Hawk line, and then we'll talk some Angels baseball with you. But before we do that, speaking of which, Roger has just been nudging me, so he wants to say a little something.
Hey, what's up, Halo Nation? It's Roger Lodge from the Sports Lodge on Angels Radio.
Sorry, Roger. This is my show now. That would be Roger Lodge. I'm checking in. Thanks, Todd Fox, since I want to promote my show for AM 830 for the Drive Time radio show here at 5 o'clock on AM 830. As we will be hold on, let me finish this segment, and then you could call in. But I'm just telling you right now that Roger Lodge is here to say that we were watching from the 600 level with the blind date tickets, and we were giving out free hot dogs with no buns. And so you can enjoy this game bunless and thinking about John Stamos. What would he be wearing if he were sweeping the floor? Would he be wearing a nice dress like Mrs. Doubtfire in that movie? Or would he be wearing something more skimpier where he wore those tight pants and some boots and maybe shirtless or in a tank top at least? John Stamos is the key to winning for this team. I think instead of a cowboy hat, there should be a John Stamos wig after every time the Angels hit a home run, and you kind of do a cool John Travolta walk down the dugout. You don't have to do the whole high-fiving thing. You just do the, I'm staying alive Bee Gees thing going down, up and down the dugout. I think that would be, sexy. I mean, that would be cool as baseball players for your Angels. All right, that's enough, Roger. Go check him out on AM 830. He'll be on there in about 30 minutes. He'll give you plenty of commercials, and I'm pretty sure he'll advertise stuff that you'll never buy or never need. So that's enough of Roger Lodge. Their intro is sick, LOL, fire. Thank you right there. Randy's laughing. Who the fuck called in during the Lodge segment? Well, now you can call in. It was my fault. I gave the number out. That was my bad. Randy. But if you want, guys and gals want to call in, and we'll take a couple phone calls before we get out of here. 714-912-2877. The number to call is 714-912-2877. Yvette already got it right. It was Rally Chris. I had to hit the no button. So yeah, if you guys want to call in and talk about what your thoughts are on the let me know what your thoughts are on the sweep, a big 4-game sweep over the Ohioans as they get the hell out of here, out of SoCal. Wayne says he is now on That's Why I'm Here. Thanks, Wayne. You know what I should do? I should probably wait till they hit it. I should wait till you're on the Halo Honk line.
Yeah, calling from Catella High School.
The Leprechauns are in the house.
No, Catella Night.
Leprechauns. All right, what's your caller? What do you want to talk about besides John Stamos?
Talking about that. How about that? How's that sweep?
Oh, the sweep. Yeah. What'd you think of their 4-game series against Ohio? Do you think they dominated them?
Just like I called.
You what? You got cut off there.
I called it.
Yeah, you called the sweep because Steve Elise is saying you took credit for this one, so you got to post about that.
And during that road trip, because it's Boston, and just like what last season, I forgot that picture. If he's still playing for Boston, during Ohtani's birthday, what that pitcher said to Ohtani.
Oh yeah. Oh shit, who was that?
I think his name would start with the O, Bartolo or something like that.
Yeah, is he still on? Is he even on the roster?
I don't know. I haven't checked the roster.
Oh, okay.
Because if he is, I have calling with Tani. He's gonna hit a home run to show that Boston for what he did last season.
Well, if he's going to get off the schneid and start hitting home runs, it would probably be best to do it in Boston with a short right field. Be much easier to hit line drives out of there because he's got the power to just but he's got to make contact. Right now, he's just swinging down in the zone and he's getting those singles up the middle. But he's just got to get his confidence up. He's way down right now.
True, or he can use that and then hit it right off the Green Monster.
There you go. Well, big sweep, man. You called it. What do you think for the Chicago Crispy Sox series? What do you think?
I hope I'm wrong and everything, but I think because White Sox always has our number and everything, we might lose 2 out of 3, and I hope I'm wrong.
Well, they play 4. They play 4.
Oh, yeah. We might lose 3 out of 4.
Oh, losing 3 out of 4. Okay.
Yeah, I hope I'm wrong because White Sox always have our number and everything.
I hope you're wrong, too. I hope it for at least a split at worst, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm feeling pretty confident that they could play with anybody at this point.
True. If the White Sox are still struggling, I'm thinking another 5-2 road trip.
Okay. Sounds good, man. All right, Rally Chris, you enjoy the rest of the day and enjoy the draft, man. Hopefully the Chargers get who you want, man.
True, and I heard I don't know if I told you, but there's rumors that we're drafting a wide receiver. That's what I heard.
Yeah, it would make sense because you got a couple of them that are coming up on contracts right now, so you might want to get a.
And Chris Olaf he said that he wants to play for the Chargers. That's what he said during high school, and he's from San Diego.
All right, we'll see what happens, man.
All right,
Rally
Go
Chris.
Angels.
Go Angels. All right, Wayne Williams, I love that comment. He's on. That's why I'm here. Maybe I should start after the post game show on Bally's, and then we'll go from there. I think more people would jump over. Let's see. Christopher Rojas says Roger Lodge probably really hard with a win streak. He is. Miss Doubtfire was a great movie. R.I.P. Robin Williams. Absolutely. Halo sweep the Angels, or Halo sweep the. Hold on.
Hey, you're on the Halo Honk line.
Hey, it's the pride of the Cal State Fullerton Titans once again.
Is this Grill Master?
It is Grill Master. How's it going, Todd?
Can you grill your dogs in the 600 level, please?
That would be That would be smoking at a very high level, literally.
Yes, it would, and very dangerously as well. So
yes. So, sorry. Go on.
No, I was going to say. So, what do you think about the series and moving forward here to the Crispy Sox?
Are you saying Crispy Sox all because of Martin's comment last night?
Dude, it just fits the narrative and who we're playing, man. So I'm using it. Sorry, it's not a shot. It's not a shot at you. I'm just using the Crispy Sox to go along with,
So what I see is we have had success against Chicago. Most of it has been at the Big A, but in games in Chicago in past years, specifically Trout has had great numbers at the south side of Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Rally Chris's prediction of losing 3 of 4 is not something I would have ever expected to hear out of his mouth for his hype and optimism of the team.
I totally agree.
And I am, because I did say it wrong last night. This is a 4-game wraparound series.
Mm-hmm.
I am calling a split. I have a split against Chicago, losing to Giolito in Game 1. We've done good. Vince Velasquez, no relation to Andrew. He's not that good, but he is a good athlete and he is a good fielding pitcher. But the Angels should be able to beat him. Keuchel is Keuchel.
Mm-hmm.
We are losing to him as of Class C's tradition, despite the fact he's 1-2 with a 9 ERA. And then Dylan Cease could go either way, but we have had fair numbers against Cease. Watch for that curveball. Great knuckle curveball, goes about 84, 85, and his fastball tops out in the high 90s.
Mm-hmm.
We beat Cease on Monday. Scores for tomorrow, I expect the Thor to do all right, but the Angels will lose this game by a score of 4-2. The Angels will have a big win in Chicago on Saturday, winning by a score of 9-4.
Mm-hmm.
The Sunday game, Keuchel is going to beat us, and that will be a score of 6-3. And the game on Monday, the wraparound day against Dylan Cease, that is going to be with Sandoval pitching. I have the Angels winning this game by a score of 4-2 with Rizal getting a save.
Okay, I could see that going that way. I just was figuring game one. I'm actually looking for Thor to be dominant after being pulled that last game by Madden. So I'll go against you on that one. I actually got him winning 7-3 in that one. I like the Angels to get off the schneid right away against the Crispy Sox.
Yes, I have Thor actually doing good, but the bullpen letting him down with somebody like a Tapera or maybe a Herget. But there is a possibility with Saturday. There is weather slated for Chicago that Saturday, so it's possible that the game is either going to be delayed for an extended period or that we could see a cancellation if the weather is too severe. So do keep that in mind.
Well, depending on their flight schedule, if they have any kind of rain issues, I'm pretty sure they're going to do a doubleheader either Sunday or Monday. Most likely Sunday. So that might work for either team. Might get a little day off, and then they could warm up and play a doubleheader. Remember, no 7-inning doubleheaders, so we'll have some 9-inning ones.
Good. Finally. Sox
Yes.
have lost 9 of 10, though. They lost in the gimmick of extras today to Kansas City 5-2.
Yep, and they're at a run differential of -23 right now. So,
Aaron Bummer took the loss. What a shame.
oh jeez. All right, Grill Master, we'll talk again tomorrow, man. Have a good one.
All right, see ya.
All right, that was Grill Master. Martin Boylan checks in with Roger is considering a giant sausage sizzle with John Stamos after each sweep with a pair of good old crusty Grill Master socks at the giveaway. Yeah, the number to call in again is 714-912-2877. This is definitely the Crispy Sox road trip. Don says Antonavino. That's right. He didn't call, by the way. Steve Elise says, nope, he's with the Mets now. Okay. Let's see. Grillmaster says, nah, that's, let's see. Yeah, that's what the hit by pitch bitch guy. That's right. I remember that dude. Adam Antavito. Randy's saying 2 minutes. Steve Elise is trolling with zzz. And then, let's see. Jeez, you guys are so mean. You guys are timing the calls. Christopher Rojas says, big game, James. The Schneid. Damn, you guys are counting the time. All right, let me go over the standings real quick here. This is why, I was asked the other night, who do I think, or where do I rank the Angels overall? And I want to see if you guys and gals agree with me real quick in the American League, because the Angels with their record. But I look at it this way. New York, Toronto, and Tampa Bay are battle-tested. You could even throw Boston in there. Angels are just now finding their wings. We're still trying to see if they're legit. We're still trying to see if they're doing what they can to be true contenders. And right now the Angels are 13-7. They're 8-5 at home, 5-2 on the road. They've scored 99 runs. They've allowed 79, which is a differential of +20. You could not say that about the Angels last year. The Angels finished the regular season last year with a differential of -84. They were at one point 129 minus. So they've won 5 in a row. They're 7-3 in their last 10. They're a game and a half up on Seattle, 2.5 up on Houston, 2.5 up on Oakland, and Texas is already burying itself at 6-13. Way to go, greatest hitter of all time, Mr. What's his name that we have walked to the bases loaded? He's over there enjoying a 6-13 start. But the reason why I say they're fourth is because those battle-tested New York Yankees. I have no faith in them when they get to the postseason, but they're off to a hot start. They've won 6 in a row, plus differential of 26. They're 13-6. Toronto Blue Jays, who I picked to win the division, I picked Tampa. Yeah, I picked them to win the division with Tampa in second. They're half game back of the Yankees at 13-7. Tampa Bay's 11-8. All 3 teams are 7-3 or better in their last 10. So I think they're slightly better. I think the Angels are better than the Twins, who are sitting there at 11-8, even though the Twins have won 7 in a row. Kansas City 7-10, 3 back. Chicago White Sox are 7-11, 3.5 back in third place. Ohioans drop their 7th straight, so they are 7-12 in fourth. Detroit's off to a slow start, 6-12. Over in the East, or in the New York, in the National League, New York has got the best record in baseball, 14-6. They have a +33, and that helps when you have pitchers like Scherzer and the other guys they have on that rotation. That rotation is just sick. Marlins are surprising 10-8 out the gate. They've won 5 straight. The Phillies are 10-10. They've won 4 straight. The Atlanta Braves are scuffling. They've lost a few games in a row. They're 8-11. The Nationals are showing up as the Nationals. They are minus 43 run differential, second worst in baseball. They're 6-15. Milwaukee Brewers are 13-7. They've won 8 out of their last 10. St. Louis is in second place, 10-7. Chicago Cubs are 8-10. In third place, the Pirates are 8-11, and the Cincinnati Reds, who a lot of you wanted Luis Castillo, including myself, and could be coming to the Angels. You never know, or he's definitely going to be dealt. Cincinnati will have a fire sale because they've started out in their first 19 games 3-16. Out of all the years the Cincinnati Reds have played baseball, they've never had a start like this. Never. They are 3-16. They've lost 3 in a row again. They're 1-9 in their last 10. They are god awful. The National League West is the best division in looks like the best division in baseball. San Francisco Giants 13-6. They are in first place. They have a plus differential of 44. Same with the Dodgers. They have plus differential of 44. They are 12-6. Dodgers have lost 2 in a row. The Padres have won 3 in a row. They are 13-7. They're right behind them. Colorado Rockies are surprising, but they're coming down to earth a little bit. They've lost 4 in a row. They're 10-9. And the Diamondbacks are 8-11. They're going to be in last place all year. So there you go right there. I'm going to get into a few more comments, and then we're going to get into maybe if you guys want to call in, there you go. But if not, this would be a good time to check out in a few minutes here. Let's see. You guys are. Let's see. Boston is tough. I think we might face Dick Mountain in that game. That would be a first, Steve Elise. Chicago has lost 9 of their last 10. Liam Hendricks, no relation to Jimmy, out of their bullpen is elite. Martin says, we love the banter, Grill Master. I really hope Ty gets the call up soon, Randy says. That's the hope. Again, Andrew Wantz might be the guy going down. I'm going to get filming on his show right now, so if you guys are waiting for that, Grillmaster's getting to that for you. What do you think about the City Connect jersey that now with supposed colors? Well, they're sticking to the 80s colors, Yvette, it looks like, but I would like to see the jerseys unveiled here pretty soon. I don't know if Kansas City's worn theirs, but we saw their full jersey on display. I'm hoping the Angels have a look like this. The A font looks a little weird to me. It looks really fat and wide. It looked like one time when Randy was doing some designs for us, like he messed up on one and the A was like really big, and he's all, my bad. And it looks like they're all like, they looked at Randy's mistake instead of his good stuff, and they were like, that mistake looks pretty good. It's like, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. But we'll see. We'll see what they do with it. But I still would like to see some orange groves or something in the freaking logo. Brewers made the Pirates walk the plank. Oh, geez. Why not trade Adele for someone from our team for Jermaine Marquez? That's another guy that could be available, but I'm telling you, Cincinnati's going to sell sooner than later. Tyson says, I love that hat. Where can I get one? If you want one of these hats, you can go on Fanatics right now to I think the end of the month. They're having a sale 25% off of their hats. This hat was only $26. Usually it's about $37, $39. It's got like the old school A on the side too, so it's a really nice hat, so I would recommend it. The Angels should go with their 70s uniforms. Well, they will have a throwback weekend coming up here pretty soon. Remember 2011, 2012 when the Halos were their uniforms in the 80s.
Welcome into the Halo Honk line.
I'm pretty old, and I'm not going to say my age. That's from the Hawks, home of Shane Beaver and Dilly Pickles. Dylan Peters, if you know who he is.
Yes,
I remember who he is from last year.
Yes, I do. The lefty,
anyway,
right?
That's him, the one who got in trouble for pot before pot was legal. That guy.
Oh, that guy. So what'd you think? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, I was at the game today, and it was nice to say hi to everybody, and it was pretty barren there, even though they said there was supposedly 20,000 people there. Didn't look anything like it.
Yeah, Jim said he thought it was more like 4,000 or 5,000.
Yeah, that were actual butts in the chairs. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably.
So what do you think of this offense? Do you think this is, if they play like this, do you think we're going to have success on the road here?
I think so, because and we definitely got to go into the bullpens for sure, because talking to some of the Cleveland players, they were just like, meh. They didn't seem to have much of a fighting spirit. They were just like, eh. It just seems like they were going through the motions.
Yeah, that seems like it's a Pittsburgh Pirates organization too, where it's just one of those where, you know, you don't expect to win. I mean, if we know their payroll, they know their payroll and what it stacks up to ours and other teams. So, you know, you don't have much of a fighting chance. The ownership's not really giving you the tools to win. So, yeah, I can see why you guys talking to them and it looked like they were like, so.
Yeah, and after what the owner said about the trying, he said he tried. And I don't really see much of a try. I'm like, you would have gotten even some B-list or C-plus players would have came over. Now it just looks like he's just trying to find people from a scrap heap to piecemeal the team together with, other than Jose Ramirez. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I think you're right, because the starting rotation for the Guardians is pretty good. It's just you get to that bullpen. I think it's basically Sean, a few other guys. And then you look at their lineup, like you said, Ramirez, and that's it. I mean, you got a lot of swing and miss guys. You got nobody that really has a good role. So, I mean, pitching always wins. And if they put a good lineup with that pitching staff, and with the Central being the Central, they could contend, but no.
It'd be like a mercy pick kind of thing for them.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, a shout out to Cleveland bullpen for hooking me up with some baseballs, and to Jose Quijada. He said he's coming back soon.
Nice.
He said I'm almost ready. And Griffin Canning, he said is a we'll see situation. We saw him before the game doing some side work inside the bullpen. So he's I don't know where he is. I didn't get a good. I really don't get a good feeling from Canning that he's ready to come back after an indifferent answer from him. So.
Yeah, because he'd have to go on a rehab start and everything, and it'd be a while for him. But what do you think if he comes back? Do you think they slide him in the rotation, or is he a long reliever?
As of right now, they need to see what we can get out of AAA, because that release point needs to be found again. When he was good, that release point was head high around his ear, and he was releasing the ball exactly where he wanted it. It was like Ohtani yesterday during his bullpen, he was throwing a lot of balls in the ground, and his release point was off. He was releasing it around his shoulder instead of where his eyeballs would be if he were to release a ball. He didn't figure that out till about the third inning. He was releasing the ball around his ear or at his eye level. Because he's trying to make his sinker sink, and you could see that in his legs. He's trying to force his lower body to make the ball sink, and he could not get that pitch over last night. So this is why I don't do predictions. I like to see what this pitcher is doing on this day. I like to see how they warm up in the bullpen. I want to see what kind of lineup they're up against, and I want to see how the weather. Oddly, the weather played a factor in today's game. There should have been 2 home runs today if we hadn't had those clouds.
Yeah, the ball knocked it down, or the atmosphere knocked it down.
The wind.
Yeah.
The wind. That was wind. Surprisingly windy there. I was like, okay, cool.
Well, you know
all
what?
right, we'll see what Mother Nature does.
That's why you have the seat where you have. You're right there. You can check out the bullpen. Like, you're giving us you need to start either tweeting out or posting what you feel the pitchers are going to do, because you're spot on with your analysis on these pitchers. I love it.
Well, I'm trying to keep it low key. I've been on a couple podcasts already, and I have people like hammering me and trying to pick my brain, and I'm trying to have an organic experience and see what's going on myself. And I have people hassling me for ball hawking tips. I was on a Zach Hanfield video, and they're like a guppy following a shark. They're just like, leave me, and I'm like, leave me alone. And they're asking me, who's this player? How do I get a ball? And I'm like, leave me alone. Yeah,
you just want to have a good time there. So, you know, and I don't think I didn't see you catch that ball the other day and give it to the kid. That's cool. I like that. I like that a lot.
She was trying.
She was trying.
That little girl was trying. Well, and I can totally relate to that. As a girl, when I grew up at that stadium, and you know how hard it is for a girl to get a ball.
Oh yeah.
They're always looking for the little boys, and I'm like, it took a long time until Rick Burleson gave me my first ball. So. I see a little girl trying, and I'm like, okay, here you go, young lady. I know your fight. They always see it's the boys that are going to be the next big leaguer, but I'm like, there's women trickling into the sport.
Absolutely.
Make them love it too.
Yeah, I mean, why exclude anybody from anything? So you want to bring everyone around. So, one more question. I wanted your thoughts real quick on Fletcher. Have you heard anything, because he's back on the roster? He did his rehab stint, but they're evaluating him. Gooby was saying that. Do you think that there's something that we don't know about, or that we have to worry about? Because I thought there would be a roster move already with him already doing his rehab.
As a former catcher, it's the hip flexors. I don't think his hip flexors are completely healed. It's trying to get him spread out and wide open, especially if you're going for a ball with one knee. I imagine that hip is not 100% still.
So he's going to have nothing on the throw then if he does scoop it and it will throw.
No, it's more of a fielding thing because I believe it was his left hip, if I read it right.
Oh, okay.
He had an issue with it going to the right.
Oh, okay. So
trying to field to the right would be the issue, and that's his plant leg too.
Oh, okay. So it's the best of both worlds. He has to watch out for it. Okay. Well, yeah, that's the kind of insight we know we can get from you, Ace, and we really appreciate the call. And continue to have fun out there, and giving back to the little kids like that is always a good thing. So it'll be paid forward to you. Not by Artie hot dogs or anything, but by better shit. So, all right.
Maybe a bottle of water.
Yeah, there you go. It might be one of those Fiji waters, not an Aquafina. So.
Oh, you mean not a tap water that's in a cup, in a paper cup?
Oh, that's how legit it was, huh? Oh my gosh.
That was just how sad it was.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that. But you're getting a lot of love here on the messages. Everyone's saying hi, Ace, and you're dope for your predictions. You're awesome.
All right. Right on. So, everybody have a good day.
All right. You too. That was a great Ace season ticket holder over there in left field. You ever see her? She's always behind the home side of the, what was it called? The bullpen. And she's got a good relationship with all those pitchers. And she knows her stuff. Oh, my gosh. She knows her stuff. So let me get back to these comments real quick. Yeah, Grillmaster's talking about the temperature. If it's hot up there, the ball flies. If not, it gets knocked down. Randy says, now this is a baseball call. This is definitely Ace. So everyone doesn't even need to know her name. I think they didn't hear her name. It came out a little muffled in the beginning. But yeah, everyone knows who Ace is. Fletcher coming back up. One goes down, and then two more when roster shrinks. Velasquez is out of the hitting, or he's not even hit his weight. Keep Rojas, bring back Buttrey, and also Ace to replace Adele. Better defense. Yeah, dude, she's got quite the glove. Let's see. Matt Miles says, love it when a woman knows her sports and knows what she is talking about. So awesome. Let's see. I give a ball to that girl too. Christopher Rojas says, I'd give a ball to the grill master too. You should have been Ace's catch from a bullpen coach at the end of the game, Calhoun style stretch. Oh, damn, Jim. She's got range. Kill Calhoun, Angels legend. Ace better looking than Calhoun. Yeah, it sucks. I got my first ball from Rays player on my birthday about 10 years ago, Yvette says. Don says Ace is dope. Ace is an ace, living up to her name. Rob is here with two Titans are here. Yvette says, thanks for calling in, Ace. Draft time, baby. Time to use that second Seattle first-round pick. Shut up, Randy. Shut up. You watch your mouth. Grillmaster said, let Ace replace Kurt if she says former catcher at Ace. All right, so that's everything. We're going to be leading up into the NFL draft, which is starting here. I know a lot of you guys have NFL teams and gals out there, so you're probably going to be wanting to check that out. But if you haven't checked anything out, check out our podcast on anything that you listen to. Give us a 5-star. And if you want to watch our podcast, we also do videos as long as with audio too that goes over to YouTube. So check that out. And give us a subscribe over there and a like as well, or just leave a comment. It helps us out on the algorithm. Eric Bug was at the game today. He's a Seahawks fan, I believe. So hopefully we can get someone good today. No picks needed. Steven Viagos bragging about the Ring Pop Championship that nobody cared about. Yeah, so we have to I'm still pissed they got one, dude. I mean, god damn it. But yeah, check us out. We'll be on tomorrow after the Chicago series. So we're looking forward to that. I've got high hopes for that Crispy Sox road trip. I'm thinking we do take 5 out of 7. Let's see. It says boo Rams. Hell yeah, I'm right there with you. Thank you, Made, as well for watching. And yeah, you always need picks, Randy. I don't know how they're doing it, dude. I mean, they're getting older, and that team's just going to be a pile of crap in a couple years because they're not going to have any, stock. They're not going to have any kind of players coming up. They're just going to have little. They're not going to have anybody to pull from. No depth.
You know, when they lose these players, right now they're skyrocketing with a high salary cap and with no draft picks. That's not a good formula. God family and the Green Bay Packers in that order. Vince Lombardi, one of the greats, and that's my dad's team right there. Martin Boylan says need Todd and Randy to be on Bally's West booth to call a game with Gooby. I think by the third inning, Gooby would get up and walk out because Randy would offend him, saying some sort of being too foul-mouthed. I love Gooby, but he's like totally respectful. Like I'd have to bite my tongue when I talk to him because I don't want to say nothing to offend him, and it's hard for Randy too because that's just Randy. But I'm pretty sure he would get him to walk out at some point. So there you go. Why is it the crispy socks? It just is. All right, everybody, have a good rest of your afternoon. Enjoy the NFL draft. Enjoy the rest of your day. And go Angels. It's happy to be 13-7. We're almost at the end of the month. We've clinched a winning April. How about that?